Good evening and welcome to the Bison Information Network. I'm Jacob Morgan.
And I'm Logan Gentenberg. We have the latest campus news coming right up, so don't go anywhere.
Looking for something to do this Friday night? Campus Attractions is hosting a Halloween escape room in the Union. The escape room will be held in the Ochetti Chacoan Ballroom. The event will run from 8 p.m. to midnight. Make sure you RSVP by going to MyNDSU and clicking the link in the event's description.
Want to get the tailgate party going early? This Friday, the Residence Dining Center is putting on a tailgate party from 11 to 2:30 p.m. with revamped food options themed around players, along with multiple prizes and games available. Picking the RDC for lunch is as easy as picking the Bison to win on Saturday.
Next Monday, the Tri-Delta sorority will be hosting the Delta House of Pancakes. For $5, you will get all-you-can-eat pancakes with an assortment of toppings. The event will run from 5 to 9 p.m. All proceeds will be donated to St. Jude.
Mark down this upcoming Monday in your calendars, as one of the most recognized and famous political speakers will be on campus. Candace Owens will be stopping by the Ochetti Chacoan Ballroom from 7 to 9 p.m. Tickets are still available, but are on a first-come, first-served basis, so get them today.
A resort in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota caught fire this past Monday. The Maple Log Resort was built 50 years ago and has been a staple to the area. The fire was believed to be started in the laundry room. The fires continued into Tuesday as the winds reignited the resort. 11 different fire departments helped to extinguish the fire. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Williston police have recovered over 1,000 pounds of homemade explosive materials from a residence. Police reported that multiple chemicals and powders were also found in the apartment, which is located near the Montana border. Bomb squads from Williston, Minot, and Bismarck have been tasked with disposing of the explosive materials, a process still ongoing. No arrests have been made as of yet, but the police have identified a person of interest.
A developmental proposal has been made for downtown Fargo. The proposal was presented this Wednesday at a Fargo City Commission meeting. This was proposed by Kilbourne Group Apartments, Global Development, the City of Fargo, and the Fargo-Moorhead Community Theater. The plan is to have a multi-purpose structure built in downtown Fargo. The building would contain a public parking ramp, a 400-seat theater, an apartment building, and over 2,000 square feet of retail space. 60% of the building space would have 450 to 480 parking spots. The other 40% would be built by Global Development and would be close to 50,000 square feet. The groups hope to break ground on the project as early as next year. The parking ramp would be up in 2024. The apartments and the theater would be finished in late 2025.
The small town of Ullin, Minnesota is rallying behind one of its own. 14-year-old Carson Fugli has undergone 6 surgeries in less than 3 weeks after an ATV accident involving a deer on the way back from his deer stand. Luckily, Carson was wearing a seatbelt, but this did not prevent him from sustaining some serious injuries. He was rushed to Sanford before being flown to the University of Minnesota to help repair most of the bones and tissue in his left leg. Back at home, the family's pumpkin farm was ready for harvesting, but with none of the Fugli family available, help came from an unexpected place: Carson's football teammates. This kind gesture has turned into a fundraiser, with all the profits from pumpkin sales going to help offset Carson's medical bills. There's still an opportunity to help contribute, as the Hitterdale Lions Club will be holding a spaghetti dinner and silent auction on November 19th to raise money for the family. Coming up next, Dash Menso will recap all the latest in Bison Sports. Don't go away.
No kid deserves to go hungry, but try as they might, not every family can afford to put food on the table every day. That's why the Great Plains Food Bank and their partner agencies work every day to bring food to our hungry neighbors. Every dollar donated can provide 4 meals for those in need. Go to greatplainsfoodbank.org and donate today, so no kid in North Dakota ever has to go hungry.
My name is Becky Parker, and I'm a news anchor at WDAY-TV. I graduated from NDSU in 2010 with a degree in journalism, broadcasting, and mass communication technologies, and then I had an emphasis on broadcasting. Principles of broadcast production and advanced broadcast production. Those were favorites because they were the most relevant for career experience. You're calling people for interviews, you're writing an article. It doesn't just feel like an assignment, it's like actually doing it. I was the news director for the first full semester of the Bison Information Network. The BIN advisor here was very much invested in me to actually have a career in broadcasting. He helped me get my internship and my first job. The people in NDSU's Department of Communication are really interested and helpful in getting students the connections that they need in order to get a job beyond school.
The NDSU Bookstore, where every true fan and alum goes to get their pride on. Gear up with a variety of high-quality t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more. Made by top-of-the-line brands like Under Armour, Nike, and CI Sport to help you show off your Bison pride. The NDSU Bookstore has everything you need in your two favorite colors, green and gold.
Bison football returned to Terre Haute for the first time in 5 seasons to play the Indiana State Sycamores. Many Bison fans remember back in 2012 when the Sycamores pulled off a massive 17-14 upset against the Bison in the Fargo Dome after the Bison threw 2 pick sixes. The Sycamores would bring that same energy in this game as they would take an early 13-3 lead. However, the Bison were able to come back with what else? The run game. Let's pick it up late in the second quarter with a 2-yard touchdown run by Tamarick Williams just before halftime to cut the deficit to 13-10 at halftime. Indiana State still has the lead, but the Bison would start off the second half strong with a 16-yard run from Tamarick Williams to give the Bison their first lead of the day. However, that lead was short-lived as the Sycamores scored an 82-yard touchdown on the first play of their next drive. But the Bison would strike back again with the run game with a 27-yard touchdown run from Tamarick Williams. And Williams ran for 145 yards, which is the most he's had as a Bison, and 3 touchdowns. And late in the game, the Bison would finally go to the air and get a 10-yard touchdown pass to Zach Mathis, which would put the game away. And it didn't come easy, but the Bison would get out of Terre Haute with a 31-26 victory. The Bison are now 5-1, and their next game is most likely the biggest one on the schedule this year. They return to the Fargo Dome this Saturday to face South Dakota State, and this will mark the first time that FCS number 1 and number 2 will face off in the Fargo Dome. Kickoff is at 2:30, and you can watch the game on ABC North Dakota or ESPN+. And you can listen to the game on the Bison Radio Network. Speaking of big games, the Benson Bunker Fieldhouse was sold out this past Saturday for NDSU's volleyball game against North Dakota. The Bison trying to preserve their first place in the Summit League Conference. The Bison would start strong with a close 25-23 win in the first set. UND would answer back in the second set, notching a 1-1 tie after 2 sets. The Bison took the third set, but that would be it for the Bison as the Fighting Hawks won set 4 with a score of 25-23 and set 5 with a score of 15-11 to win the game 3-2. NDSU falls to second in the Summit League Conference as North Dakota will take the conference lead. Cyber Tanchin led the way in kills with 23. She also had 10 digs and an ace. Michelle Glover had 16 kills and 6 blocks. Finally, Allie Inzi had 15 kills and 2 assists. Volleyball is now 12-6, and their next game will be tonight at 7 p.m. as they head off to the Rocky Mountains to play the Denver Pioneers. Soccer had 2 road games this past week, the first of which was in Kansas City, as the Bison scored 2 goals in the final 7 minutes to pull away with a 3-1 victory. Paige Goalie had 2 shots, both of which were on goal and 1 goal. Lavin Douglas had 5 shots, 2 on goal, and 1 finding the back of the net. And Loretta Wachek had 2 shots, 1 on the goal, and it's found its way past the goalie. On Sunday, the Bison would fall to Oral Roberts 2-0, giving up an early penalty kick and a late game goal to seal the loss. Soccer is now 6-7-3. They will travel to Grand Forks on Sunday to face North Dakota. The game will start at 1 p.m. That's all for sports this week. Up next, Lydia Lafine will have your 7-day weather forecast. Don't go away.
I'm your friend.
I am your coworker.
I'm your neighbor.
There's no set person that defines who needs help in North Dakota.
I play cards with your grandmother every week.
Hunger is becoming more and more widespread and more known because there are people standing up and saying, hey, this can't happen. We can't be having this in our state, in our community.
I sit next to you in math class.
It's proving that they're learning better and they're not coming to school so hungry on Monday morning. We're engaging them and we're helping them learn. I mean, people want to help their fellow citizens, and in this food bank, in this agency, that is exactly what's happening, is people really, truly care.
I'm here.
I'm here to change the faces.
I'm here to change the faces of hunger.
One kid, one mentor, plus one moment can unlock limitless potential. One heart-to-heart, one inside joke. 30,000 youth are waiting. Be there for one of them. It's time. Become a big today.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bison Information Network. I'm Lydia Lafine, and I have a look ahead at the forecast for this upcoming week. Throughout this afternoon, you might have noticed a few snow flurries here and there. We might see that intensify into tomorrow with some lows in the 30s. Moving on into Saturday, even though it will be cloudy, highs are expected to go up into the low 50s, and regardless, we'll see temperatures drop temporarily over Sunday with the start of next week. With the coldest being Monday in the low 20s, we can still find a little bit of sunshine coming through. From Tuesday to Thursday, we can see temperatures rise into the high 50s to close off the week. That's all we have for the weather this week, and if any of you are watching, see any interesting weather, then be sure to get a photo or a video and send it our way. You can submit your photos or videos online at www.ndsubin.com/news. In addition, be sure to follow Bison Information Network on social media to stay up to date with the latest on campus news. Thank you for watching and have a great night.